I feel like I'm getting into a spot where I'm starting to feel like an antsiness to shift my office around. And yeah, you know, like
It's funny you say that because I literally did that before we started. And not like shift it too much. I literally just pulled my desk back like maybe 6 inches so I could actually put my ring light directly behind my webcam. Because before it was like up in front of the desk, kind of like directly right here, giving me like a harsher light. And then I
sorry,
was like,
right,
you know what?
right,
I really
right
want to
where,
just try and
right where,
right over,
right there. Yeah, I like
like
the
just off camera.
I like the tentacle hand you got going on here.
Yeah, the tentacle hand, that's to mimic the light rays coming from and hitting my
That's
face. Just
that. I
hit it.
usually take that as like hentai hands, hentai
It's
hands,
an illithid. Just fucking just
hentai hands. Can be a trademark from now on. Can you do a hentai hands, DJ? Hentai hands.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's okay.
it's the new
Understandable.
jazz hands.
Hentai. Bum, 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 bum. We fly the rockers, fill the beers, head towards the seas. Run the waves, run the world, the pirates like for me. Raise our beers and then we choose the line to come. Shipwreck show, AG is number one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shipwreck Show. I am your host, your friendly neighborhood emo dad. It's Xander here to remind you that it was never a phase. It just evolved into listening to Sleep Token 24/7 and complaining about the current state of the universe. Joining me today on episode 170, I have a small portion of my online ohana. We do have Garrick, who is out on a family trip. Last I heard, he was cut off after 10 drinks at the wedding reception. So I hope we have some wonderful stories from him when he gets back. And also, we do have Devin taking a well-deserved break. But I am joined tonight by Kazuya's long-lost nephew. It is DJ Simfix. What's going on, dude?
What's up? What's up, man? He only had
How
one
was your
child though, so
weekend?
I don't think there's. I don't think he has
Oh,
You know what?
that's fair.
This is like
one
this is
child.
non-canon lore, like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, not or
Like-
not.
like-
Was it Star Wars Clone Wars and then Star Wars The Clone Wars is canon? Anyway, how was your weekend, dude?
Weekend was good. It was chill. Didn't do too much. Just
That's good.
yeah, just chill. Yeah, just playing games, and relaxing.
Any new games tickling your fancy, or you're still on the same rotation?
Still on the same rotations. I'm trying some new stuff. Looking at games, different games that I haven't played that have come out that are pretty good. But other than that, nothing really tickling my fancy, I must say.
That's good. That's in this day and age, it's a lot better to have just like not a whole lot and a lot more chill going on. So I do love that for you. The man who is anything but chill. We have the Shark Father himself, Ernell Pearson. How you doing, man? How you doing? How's your weekend?
Hey, brother. Weekend was good. We we took a impromptu trip to Olympia to visit Maryland's aunts and had a nice little family get together for Maryland's niece's birthday party. So that was pretty cool. We kind of she kind of just came up to me when we got done with D&D, and I was like doing the post production stuff and was like, "Hey, do you think we could like make this trip?" Like they're asking if we can like come out, and it's like almost 2 hours north, like not like quite 2 hours, but
Okay.
and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it, right? And so I finished up with D&D, got everything pretty much ready to go and good and settled. Thankfully, our last episode doesn't have us running around too many different places, so I didn't have to do too much. But
Mhm.
I got all that settled. We went up there and had a nice dinner. Came back home that night, and then yesterday we pretty much just sank into our beds and just chilled for the entire day. And today I've been pretty much just making up for it. I finished up our thumbnail for the new episode of D&D. I edited a clip for us for our last episode for us to put out this week, and try to get back into the swirl of that more frequently. And then every single time that I was like, all right, I'm going to play Expedition. There was like another thing that I was like, man, my time would be better served doing something else instead. It's like every single time I was like, God, I should probably look into this. I should probably go and do this really quick. And it was just like,
Oh no, the
kept going
curse
back.
of being a responsible adult just
So-
like nagging at you.
So I ended up doing our thumbnail for this episode, and then I did the thumbnail for Death Ratio tomorrow, and just one thing after another. And next thing you know, like an hour ago, I found myself like diving into like how to use like Procreate Dreams, so I could start like fiddling around with like animation outside of After Effects, and start seeing what I can do to tinker around with that. I'd like to create an actual like theme video, like an intro video for our D&D thing, rather than just like a splash screen. I'd like to do something like that for that, or even like Shipwreck Show here, have a proper
honestly
video for it.
too, we could kick it up a notch because I've been jumping into a lot of the D&D content as well, and we could do something like how Dimension 20 and Critical Role have their custom like intros with like a full-on theme song. And since a lot of us are pretty musically inclined, maybe we can all like find some time to lend our voices and
Yeah,
sing
but potentially I would like to do
tracks or
that. I
That'd be fun. That'd be
actually
silly. I like that.
fun fact, created a theme song for us with my drummer quite some time ago. I just need to actually like spend the time to put it on something. You know what I mean? So like I have something for us to like start with to kind of get things rolling. I've been kind of just like keeping it not in your guys' ears yet. So we'll see. I'm trying to tinker around with it and learn some new things and really kind of go full force in it and see what happens. Next thing you know, like it'll be Devin just ass naked on a mountain. You know what I mean? Like it'll just be Devin just stark naked with a sword over his head. That's what I'm gonna do.
As I feel like that would be like a callback to his 5 swipe man days or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thought process. It'll just be like 5 stars going across the screen in front of him while he just like does something really cool and like on a mountaintop.
There you go.
Yeah. Eldritch Blast.
Well, we're here to talk about Devin being butt naked and much, much more, because this is the Shipwreck Show, where once a week, every week, various members of the Good Kraken crew gather to discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas have thrown our way. If you're riding this wave and getting totally tubular with us, you can head on over to patreon.com/goodkrakenpods, where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive content, and have early access to all of our content before it goes live on podcast and video services. You can also support us by joining the GK community over on our Discord channel by clicking the link down in our description section below, then following and subscribing to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere.
All the where.
Everywhere.
Gentlemen,
yes,
we have some captain's orders.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we have GKDR, our episode 4. Doom the Dark Ages. We have a guest review for Doom the Dark Ages, as well as Is Bungie Finished? We took a little deep dive into what's been going on with Bungie with their latest in plagiarism scandals, as well as some mentions of we mentioned it a little bit, but a lot more information came out later on in the week with toxic work environments and all this mumbo jumbo going on at Bungie, and it is not looking good. But if you want more information on that, please check out our video and join us on Discord, because we are kind of keeping up to date with that and casually bringing that up in our gaming chat channel. So yeah, check that out. We also have 20,000 Films Under the Sea, our latest film review. You guys reviewed Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Sure did.
Is it the final?
That is a good question, my friend.
Well, if you want to know more about that, please go check out our review there. We also have just released today, or at the time of this recording, but over on YouTube, we have Songs from the Abyss Session 14, where we find out more about Leon the Warlock. It's good,
Sure do.
good session.
Sure
Good
do.
session.
Yeah.
Really good
one, man.
session. And last but not least, our little plug for our website. Please go check out goodkraken.com, 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 your one-stop shop for all things Good Kraken. You can get merch, you can get updates to our content, and also one of these days, potentially, we will have a Good Kraken calendar shoot, so you can get a either digital or physical copy of said calendar. Don't quote me on it. I'm just putting it out there. Yes,
right, sir.
but that
That's
will
right,
wrap up our captain's orders for the night. Gentlemen, we have there's an epidemic happening right now. Disney movies have been plagued recently, and this might just be like a personal vendetta or bias, however you want to word it. But Disney movies have been plagued with a series of live action adaptations over the last few years now. And I want to kind of circle back to the golden days of yore and run through some of our favorite animated Disney films by creating the first official Good Kraken Disney animated movie tier list. Producer man, Ernell, you have said tier list ready to go, right?
Shall send us on the way. There we go. We are good to go, sir.
On the way. Now, this list, Ernell and I were talking earlier, this list has quite a few movies on here, especially some that we probably have never even seen. So as a collective, because Good Kraken is essentially a hive mind, we do not have separate thoughts and or opinions. Our thoughts and opinions are one of Carl the Kraken. So if there is anything on here that we have not seen, we are just going to skip past it. No need to waste any time trying to be like, well, I think I've heard of it. We'll just move on to the next one.
That's right.
So starting off here, we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
That's right.
Who wants to rattle off first?
Well, Mr. Hostman, you go ahead and pick. You choose which one of us will kind of not, because I mean the beauty of this is that we have three different generations here. So like this is beautiful. This is a beautiful setup for us here. The question,
you're like a few years older than me.
Yeah, I mean it's still enough to be like a generational change though, right? Because like I mean, it's not
effectively, yeah.
It's not to say that you have never seen Snow White and like that sort of way, but I mean like your favorite Disney movies can potentially be wildly different than mine, and same thing with DJ. Like his favorites could be completely different from ours. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, Xander, who do you want to go first?
I want to hear from DJ first.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember it.
All right.
I've watched it before. I don't remember it.
Fair enough, man.
Fair enough.
That's an old one. That's an old one. Here's the thing. I'm not really like one of those guys that are like. Actually, I'm kind of anti this guy. I'm not the person that likes to say, "Oh, because it's old, it's good." I hate that perspective, right? Like, Snow White does not age very well. I don't think.
No.
And it leaves a lot left to be wanted. I think Snow White was a like D movie teetering C. Only, and the C's were like, that's just being gracious because like I understand that Snow White set the precedent for like what Disney movies would be to come. You know what I mean? That's it. Like that's really the only like reason at all that I move it up to C. So I would be happy with either or. I'm gonna say D though.
Okay. I am going to have to agree with a D. I do believe I agree with the sentiment that this did not age well. The overall concept of the story itself, I think, is not a good one. It is not one that really, I feel, resonates with anyone anymore. I don't even know if it really ever did. I think it was just kind of like a nice little like folk tale that they ended up animating. But ultimately, I mean, what is there to be gleaned from? Okay, so she got poisoned, and we gotta save her, and then now what? Oh, and
Yeah,
then
I
the
mean, like,
fucking
cool classic
the
story. I
queen turns
guess,
into
like,
it.
whatever.
Queen turns into a dragon.
Right. Exactly.
It's just very middling at best. But yeah, so I think that that right about rounds it out to a D, I would say.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that'd be collectively a D.
Okay. Collectively a D, yes. Next up we have Pinocchio, a classic, another classic there. Let's go Ernell. Let's have you go off first.
Dude, unlike Snow White, Pinocchio has a lot going on in that story. Um, that was like one of those ones that I felt like was like the first sort of like big grand adventure from Disney, and Pinocchio's just like such a like I don't know like you said, it's like a classic tale. Like I mean, this little wooden boy travels all around the world to become a real boy and like ends up like at like getting sold, goes to like a carnival, ends up in the belly of a whale. Like this movie's fucking so much fun, dude. I don't necessarily know if it aged incredibly well, but because the animation, but generally speaking, I think the story is very good. I'd give it a C.
Okay.
Hmm.
DJ, what do you think of Pinocchio?
I've never seen it.
Fair enough. I mean, like a big chunk
Because,
of
like,
these are
yeah.
going to be well before DJ's time.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like I've probably seen them, but I don't remember them. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right.
And there's gonna be we're gonna have a good string here where we just kind of skip. But I am actually going to give my 2 cents and say Pinocchio, I think, is more deserving of a B for a lot of the similar reasons, though, as Ernell, because it is such a grand adventure. I think like everything about it, especially at the time, I thought it was just so bombastic of a film. Like you got this little wooden puppet boy and all this crazy stuff is happening. Not to mention he can't lie, otherwise his nose is gonna grow. Which is like that's another thing. It brings a nice moral to the story. Don't tell lies. Like, come on, dude.
Don't tell lies. Don't tell lies.
But yeah, so I would say B. So where does that land us?
Well, we round up a good Kraken, so it would be
We
a
round
B.
up?
We would make it a B.
B? Okay. So that leaves us at B. Next up, we do have Disney's Fantasia. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I hardly remember the first Fantasia. I barely remember Fantasia 2000.
Sure. Yeah,
But I hardly remember Fantasia.
I watched both Fantasias a lot when I was a kid. I don't think it should be on this list because it's not really a Disney movie. It is, but it's like it's wholeheartedly a musical, right? And it's like not even a musical like from what we understand from like a musical movie. It literally is music being performed by Disney characters. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Yeah. I don't even think we should.
So would you?
Because DJ, did you ever even watch either of the Fantasia movies?
No.
Okay, right. So that's kind of what I thought. I don't think we should do that one.
Okay. That brings up the question though. Would you care to also skip Fantasia 2000 then?
Yes.
For that same reason.
Yes, I would.
Okay. Sounds good. Moving along, we have Dumbo. I hardly remember this movie, so I'm gonna pass on this one.
Okay.
DJ, have you seen this one?
No.
Okay.
No,
So,
Dumbo, I do remember. I feel like we would be doing it a disservice if we didn't put it on here, though. May I be sort of like the placekeeper on that one?
I think if both DJ and I have not seen it, or just two people in general have not seen it, the one who has seen it can either make a case for it
Sure.
or concede, and then we just skip.
Sure.
So if you would
Sure.
like to make a case for Dumbo, go ahead.
I think
The floor is yours.
Dumbo's a C, because Dumbo is kind of a very similar like, not story, but like adventure structure as Pinocchio was, but is not as good as
Mhm.
Pinocchio. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would probably say a C for that bad boy.
Okay. Okay. Next up, we have Bambi. Have we all seen Bambi? DJ, do you know the story of Bambi? Have you seen
Technically,
Bambi?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Have you seen the movie? Do you remember it at all?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Ernell, Bambi.
I do remember Bambi. I have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say a B. I mean, that's a
Okay.
pretty like everyone knows Bambi, right? Like, even DJ, even though he doesn't remember
Mhm.
the movie, he knows who Bambi is, right? And so like it
Mhm.
really goes to show like how, I don't know, I guess seminal Bambi as like a character is because of this movie. I think it deserves to be a B.
Okay. The only reason I would disagree, and this is just a personal preference, I having seen it again in recent years, not a huge fan of the voice acting, like, at all.
Mm.
The voice acting is kind of middling.
Mm.
But I do agree with the sentiment that Bambi is another one of those, I feel like, a pinnacle classic, Disney classic. And overall the story is very rich. So yeah, I would say B as well.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. These next few, I think we're gonna go ahead and just skip altogether. We don't need to talk.
Yeah,
To Los Amigos,
the
the Three
musical
Caballeros, Make
ones.
Fine Music. Yeah,
I
no, no,
don't.
no.
I never
Uh,
watched
we could,
Giabod and Mr. Toad. I don't know anything about that one.
oh, Ichabod, Mr.
Ichabod,
Toad, yeah.
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 Ichabod.
Yeah, you're good. So we can pick up on Cinderella, another classic. How do we feel about Cinderella, DJ?
Mm, I think Cinderella's cool. It's a good
Okay,
story.
okay.
Classic. You know, I think it's just on that alone. Like the I think it's just a timeless one,
Mm, mm.
in my opinion.
I agree. I agree
Okay,
on that.
okay.
Where would you rank it, DJ?
What this is hard, man, because I would say probably A. I think it's A tier.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay,
All
It's
right.
A
We got
tier.
a first A. I
okay.
like it. I like it. All
I think
right.
it's A
All
tier.
right, all right. Ernell, how are you feeling about Cinderella, this timeless
Dude,
classic?
I wholeheartedly agree. The story of Cinderella will forever live on in time. Like, everyone knows about the kiss before midnight, the shoe that didn't fit, the fairy
Ugly
godmother who gives the
Stepsisters.
carrot. Like everyone knows the story of Cinderella. Even down to like
Mhm,
some of the song, like Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone knows
mhm.
fucking everything about Cinderella, dude. This movie
Yeah,
absolutely is a classic. I think that it has some stuff that, because of its age, which I think grants it not the ability to be an S, but it at least is an A, right? Like,
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It is definitely a timeless classic. It is one of those movies where when you think Disney, this is probably one of the first few things that comes to mind. Like, there's just something, like, because like Disney was all about capturing that magic and stuff like that, and there's something very magical and whimsical about pretty much the overall theme and feel of Cinderella, which I feel is very synonymous with Disney, especially old school Disney. So yeah, I would definitely go ahead and say A as well.
agreed, brother. All right,
Next up,
unanimous. I will say
next
it
up.
is quite nice how productive we are with tier stuff when we don't have five of us to have to bicker back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was actually thinking about that, which is I think I'm happy that this list is actually as long as it is, because I think we might actually be able to have a decent amount of conversation while still being able to get through it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Um,
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
It's
Okay.
crazy. It's like we're like responsible adults or some shit. Next up we have Alice in Wonderland. Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland.
Oof,
First
okay.
up, let's go Ernell.
I mean, I almost want to make in the same argument for this movie as we did with Cinderella, just
Mhm.
because like dude, like they're like, I mean, there's so many things in the Alice in Wonderland story that like has been timeless, you know, that everything from the Mad Hatter to the Tea Party to the Queen, like everything.
Cheshire Cat.
There's a entire set of people that like love the Cheshire Cat so much that they have just his face tattooed on them. You know what I mean? Like it,
Yep.
like I would make the same argument and say Alice in Wonderland is an A. Not that I personally like
Mhm.
the story that much, because like I remember as a kid, I would get bored out of my fucking mind watching this movie about like halfway through. Um, but I also paid dues where it's due. You know what I mean? Like so yeah,
Mhm.
I'd say an A. I'd give it an A.
Okay, we got an A from Ernell. Let's go over to DJ. What do you got for Alice in Wonderland?
I'd keep it at A. I think it's
A.
pretty pretty good. I like it.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go A as well for much of the same reason as Ernell. It is again, just like Cinderella, very much very synonymous with Disney and their kind of overall brand. Timeless classic. I mean, and there's just so many aspects of it. Even to this day, people still are like, you will find an Alice in the Wonderland fanatic anywhere you go. So I would definitely say A for Alice, which actually matches up pretty nicely. Next up we have Disney's Peter Pan.
Peter
Peter
Pan.
Who would
baby.
like to take a stab for who do I want it? You know what? Peter Pan, because of its entirety, its nature surrounding childlike qualities. Let's go with DJ. Let's go with DJ first.
Can I say this? I've never seen Peter Pan.
Yeah, no, sure.
Okay,
I
it's fine. No, that's fine.
that no,
That's
that
fine.
that's totally fair. I know that there is a subsect of young boys that loved Peter Pan growing up. I think Xander might be one of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of probably the entire first half of these, I would not be surprised if DJ never really got a
Mhm.
chance to like really experience
Really
right?
get it. Yeah.
So I would not be surprised by that. I always really liked pirate shit when I was a kid. Throughout like the course of
Mhm.
my life, I loved pirate shit.
Mr. Smee.
I did not like Peter Pan very much when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like, for whatever reason, it just did not hit me the way that I was looking for. And I don't know. I mean, like I want to pay respects where it's due. I think Peter Pan is a just above fine story. So I would say a B. I think a B is where I'm going to put
Okay.
Peter Pan.
Okay. I would like to cast my vote for Peter Pan and say I think it's deserving of an A tier. Because it's not quite a S tier. There's some S tiers coming up shortly, but I think it's an A tier simply because this was the first Disney movie that I remember seeing that really was like, oh, this is cool. Are you saying like there's this motherfucker that never ages and he can fly and he can fight pirates and stuff like that? I'm like, this is sick, dude. I was so here for it. And then like I low-key had the hots for Tinkerbell. So
Good on you, man. Good on you. That's okay. That's fair.
I'll admit that. But also like with the pirates, I loved I think this was the first Disney movie I remember too having like a genuine sense of humor about it, with Captain
Yeah.
Hook and Mr. Smee and all the pirates really, and like the whole like the alligators and the ticking clock and stuff like that. Like there's something about it that it really tickled my fancy in terms of its sense of humor.
Agreed.
So with
Agreed.
that, I think it's deserving of an A. So,
Okay, that was
you
scale it up.
said B, I said A, correct?
So yes, so we scale it up to an A, good sir.
It's up to an A. Okay. Next up we have Lady and the Tramp. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. Start off. DJ, have you seen this?
No.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
get the
Ernell.
DJ cert first for each one of these, and we can kind of go from there. So DJ did not stamp this one off yet.
Hmm.
Lady and the Tramp kind of sucks, dude. I'll be real with you. I think Lady and the Tramp is not all that good. I think it has its moments, but
Mhm.
generally speaking, like there's not really a lot that goes on in this movie. You know what I mean? Like not until
There really isn't.
like there's a movie that is very similar in concept that is going to be coming up here pretty soon, that I think is 3 times better of the story than
Mhm.
Lady and the Tramp is. So I'm going to say
Yeah.
that Lady and the Tramp is D tier.
D.
I think that's a D, if you ask me. Yeah.
I would wholeheartedly agree. My girls recently rewatched this during a um fort sleepover in the living room a few weeks ago,
Mm.
and I remember sitting there and I'm like, this is bad. I don't care for this one bit. There's also arguably a lot that goes on that's just like not okay by today's standards if you're a decent human being. With some of the human
I mean,
characters,
I
it's
mean,
just like it did not age well.
it just like there's
Um,
just like nothing really that happened. Like I can't. I've seen this movie multiple different times
yeah,
in my life, and I can't for the life of me fucking remember like hardly anything in it besides like the spaghetti
yeah.
scene, which is like a classic
Yeah, and I was
scene,
gonna say
right?
that's what I was gonna say. Like literally, the spaghetti scene is like the pinnacle moment of this entire movie, and it's just like everything else is like
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
It's nothing to write home about. So yes, we can agree to a D. Next up we have Sleeping Beauty. DJ, have you seen Sleeping Beauty?
DJ Stamp?
No.
Nope, he has not.
All right, Ernell.
It's fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say C. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
got a couple of cool things. Maleficent is like a classic Disney villain because of this movie.
Yep.
But like Maleficent's like the best part of this movie, and she's the
Yeah.
bad guy. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like the whole idea of like, oh, the girl like she falls asleep. You know what I mean? She needs true love. You know what I
No
mean?
one
Like
cares.
it's just
No one
it's
cares.
just,
No one even knows who Sleeping Beauty's real name is. They just know her as Sleeping Beauty.
yeah. It's
But
just,
everyone knows
it's
Maleficent.
like,
Everyone knows. No one knows Aurora, but everyone knows Maleficent. You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep.
So
Mhm.
Agreed, man.
I would definitely agree with that. It is definitely a step better than Snow White and Lady and the Tramp, but I can definitely agree
Sure.
that
Yeah.
C is probably where it should stay. So, man, we are rocking and rolling through this. I love that. I love that. Next up we have 101 Dalmatians, bringing us another classic villain, which I think this is where they started kind of getting into the groove of like giving us some classic villains here. But 101 Dalmatians. DJ, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
Pretty good.
awesome.
I think
So
I like
let's
this one.
hear what you.
I think a good
Yeah.
story. Feel good ending. Yeah.
Okay,
This
where
one.
you
All right,
where
so
you ranking it?
where would you rank
I
it?
think it's not like the greatest, so I'm putting it at B. I think it's a solid B movie.
B?
You know.
I
B.
like it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like it. Okay.
Ernell, Ocean Shrine. What does the Shark Father think of 101 Dalmatians?
I personally wasn't crazy into it, but I also I mean, like, this is another classic, right? Like, this is another one that, like,
Mhm.
everyone fucking remembers. They know, like, Cruella de Vil. They know, like, she's trying to kill these Dalmatians and take their fucking skin, dude. Like, that's crazy. It's metal as fuck, first off. Secondly,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was one of, I mean, like, even if we look at, like, these other movies here, like, it was probably the most alive that Disney has done animals up to that point. You know what I mean? Like, the voice acting was incredible. Like, the way that they like had the
Yeah.
animals handling themselves is really, really good. But way better. I think that the only one that's even competable against it is Bambi, which is also a B.
Mhm.
I think that Bambi has a little bit more of a compelling story, but 101
Mhm.
Dalmatians, I think is good. I think that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
What about
And
you,
you're saying
Zadie?
B as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna say a B as well.
Okay. I think we have another unanimous B right there. I agree
Sweet.
for literally all the same reasons. No need to rehash that. So yeah, that's gonna fall at a B.
Fuck yeah.
The sword and the sword in the stone is up next. I feel like this was a lot older than if we're
I
because this
think
looks like it's going
some
in
of
a chronological order,
these
but
I think some of these are chronologically in a weird place for sure. Because I'm pretty sure the
okay.
Sword and the Stone came some sometime because I'm pretty sure Sleeping Beauty actually came before Cinderella. First off, and
Mhm.
I think Sword and the Stone came between those two. So yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't be
Yes,
surprised if it's a little chronologically weird, but
right.
nevertheless,
All right. Yeah. So it's Sword in the Stone. I personally have never seen this, but I'm assuming it is Disney's take on King Arthur. I
yes,
have not seen this. DJ, have you seen this one?
Mm. I don't
yeah.
know. Have
All
you
right,
heard of it?
Ernell, do you think this is deserving of a spot on this list? Do you want to
Uh,
make a
I do because I do know that there are some people that really like this movie.
okay,
Merlin specifically in this movie
okay.
is a classic Disney icon. Because this is the Merlin that
Early
has like
Merlin, right?
the big white beard and like the blue hat and the blue robes, right? Like he was classic
He
enough.
kind of talks like this,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Something
yeah.
like
And
that.
he
Okay, yeah,
he's
I'm familiar with his character at least.
he's classic enough that he's like a key character in Kingdom Hearts, even. You know what I mean? So like,
Okay.
uh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay,
the movie itself, though, I don't think it's all that great. I don't think it's all that great. The
okay.
animation was a little bit funky, so I'm gonna put this at a D as well. To be honest with you,
All right, all right. Cool. Sword the Stone at a D. Next up, we have this is. I think this has got to be up there. We have Walt Disney's Jungle Book.
DJ
The
Cert.
Jungle Book. DJ, have you seen
Yeah,
this?
I've seen this. I've seen this. I think
Okay.
this is our first S tier, brother. I think this is our first S tier.
Ooh.
I think
Okay,
Jungle Book
Ooh,
is the
okay.
Jungle Book
okay,
should go up there.
okay. I see you, big
Uh,
dog. I see you, big dog.
All right. You want to give any specific reasons why?
I mean, it's also like for the same reason we put all those movies in A. It's timeless, it's classic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think that's just this movie's just fun. It's just fun,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
and I think that's
Ernell?
like there's literally I don't
Oh,
think there's anything wrong with it.
all right.
Uh, no,
Cool.
dude, I fucking agree. I also think this is our first S tier movie on this list. This movie is fun. It's well written. It's well put together. It has unreal stakes. Like the way they set up the stakes in this movie is like so fucking good, dude. The music is wonderful. If you think about the movies we've done so far on this, The Jungle Book is the first one where the music like was lit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
the music of the Jungle Book is fucking good, dude. And like that, like I think that from
But
here
for the
forward,
bare necessities, of
exactly, dude.
simple
I think from
dude.
here forward is when we're gonna have to start incorporating how good the music was in the movie as a part of how we
Absolutely.
do it. And this is the start, dude. Yeah, S tier.
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree with both of your stances on this. I do believe that this is an S tier for all the same reasons. This is a timeless classic once again, but this I feel set, and I think music's going to be a huge thing for us anyway because we are, for the most part, musically inclined people. But this, I feel like this is where Disney really kind of set the bar for their music in their films.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, like this is just like it just hit so hard. It was so good, and that they set the standard there. So Jungle Book is the first unanimous S for Good Kraken. Moving along, we have Disney's Aristocats. I vaguely remember this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this one.
DJ sir.
But I'll let you guys.
Aristocats was like a big time super low key movie back in the day. So I would not be
It's a
surprised.
very
if you
low key
don't.
movie,
Yeah.
but like the fact that I've seen it. I mean, it's alright. It's not
Yeah.
crazy.
Like the only thing I remember is like the whole thing with like the Siamese cats, and that's it. Like,
so DJ, your thoughts on it then?
I mean, it's cool. Like I feel like it's just I don't remember. Like I remember really a few characters, but I don't remember a lot of it. So
Yeah.
I think it's like a C. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like a C movie.
I think that this movie suffers from not really having anything memorable happen in it. Like in the same way that like Lady and the Tramp was. Like I think that like it's a better story than Lady and the Tramp. But like there's like it has just as much shit in it. You know what I mean? Like, and so for that, yeah, I'll agree. I think a C is fine for Aristocats. I think that the most of what I would give it there is that the animation and like the character art is clean in Aristocats. They really nailed it on the character art in that movie.
all right, cool. So where are we placing this one?
C, good sir.
C, you see, C for cat. Perfect.
C
I love
for
it.
Aristocats. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Moving along here, we have Robin Hood, which I know for a fact now we are definitely not in chronological order because Disney's Robin Hood came out in 1973.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
okay.
yes, DJ, have you seen Disney's Robin Hood?
I can't remember it now. Can't remember it.
Fair enough. Okay,
Yeah,
moving
that's
on
fair.
to Ernell.
It's fine.
Mhm.
I would maybe. I mean, like it's fine, but it's on the better side of fine. I think this is a C. Like there's some cool stuff that it does, and like at the very least, like the characters are memorable. But I think that like the story of Robin Hood and how they adapted it was like fine. Like, it was okay.
Yeah. As someone who wholeheartedly believes that the story of Robin Hood, even especially in today's age, if any of you here watched last week's episode, I feel like the story of Robin Hood is very much needed in our time right now, and their take on it was kind of like watered down and lackluster. But I did appreciate the animation style because I have like a soft spot for like that kind of like OG Tom and Jerry kind of
Yeah, for sure.
design. So I would go with a C for this one personally.
Okay, well that will put us at a C then, my good sir.
All right. Moving along, we have I can't read the little text, but
it's
just
the
Winnie the
many memoirs of
Winnie
Winnie the
the-
Pooh. It's like a short movie. I don't think
It's
we
like the
should do
OG
that one
one?
either.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on to the Rescuers then.
Okay.
The Rescuers. I don't remember seeing this one actually.
Oh,
I remember like seeing of it, but I don't remember actually watching the full movie.
yeah.
DJ.
There's a few of those that are on this list that were like Disney movies that they just didn't market well.
Right. Yeah. Because I remember seeing like a lot of the big ones, but Rescuers kind of like flew under the radar for me.
Yeah. DJ, do we have your certification on that one?
Yeah. Have you seen this one?
Which one?
The Rescuers.
The Rescuers?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I barely remember anything about that movie.
All right.
So I'm gonna say,
I say let's go ahead and
I'll skip that one.
yeah, we can skip that, and I'm gonna pass on the Fox and the Hound as well. I don't really remember that one too much.
Okay, DJ, your cert? Nope. Okay, then I'm going to be the one to place this one then. So the Fox and the Hound is the one that I think is Lady and the Tramp if they like did it better. So Fox and the Hound is like a classically beautiful friend story that is both heartbreaking. There's a fucking heart-shattering fucking scene in this movie, and I think that it is a very, very, very good sort of like kids take on a growing, budding friendship done right. And all of the intimate, sweet moments that you get in Lady and the Tramp, I think Fox and the Hound did 3 times better. So I'm gonna say Fox and the Hound is a C. I'm gonna say a C.
C. Okay. I do recall I had a like one of those old like Disney picture books of Fox and the Hound. I just never saw the film.
Fair enough, man.
Let's see. Next up, we have Walt Disney's The Great Mouse Detective. This was another that flew under the radar for me.
You've seen that one?
DJ hasn't seen it. Okay.
No,
no. Okay, yeah, I haven't.
All right, or no? Do you?
I saw this once when I was like fucking negative 3 years old, brother. I don't know anything about that movie.
Okay.
I couldn't figure it out.
All right, we'll skip that one. We'll skip that one and move on to the Black Cauldron, which, similar to how you were with the Great Mouse Detective, I think I saw like a bit of it at a friend's house when I was like really little, and it was another one I think that also suffered from very little marketing.
Sure.
At the time, so
it did.
Anyone else? Have you guys seen the Black Cauldron? DJ? No. Ernell, do you want to make a case for the Black Cauldron?
I did see it a long time ago. I don't remember enough of it to feel right judging it, so I'd say skip that one too. And also maybe the next one because I'm gonna go ahead and
same as well. So we'll DJ, I'm assuming you haven't seen Oliver and Company.
Yeah, it's been. I remember really liking Oliver and Company, but I haven't seen it since I was like 10, dude. So like, yeah,
like the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of recognizing that the main character there, I believe that's Oliver right there, but it's just like, I don't know enough to really like weigh in on it. So we'll move on to The Little Mermaid. Let's start with DJ. Have you seen The Little Mermaid?
Of course, yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's hear your thoughts and your rankings, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is another timeless classic. I mean, there's a reason why we have a re-release, a live-action re-release a few years ago.
Because the rights were about to run out, and so they wanted to re-up on it. But yeah,
but like, there's a reason why people were upset about it too. They just remade it, and did the cast how they did. If no one knew about this story, they wouldn't give a fuck, but they do.
They do
for some reason. I think this goes into A because like this original story it's kind of weird. There's some weird things you're like, oh, I don't know about that.
Sure.
It's like when you look at it like macro, you're like, that's kind of weird.
Why'd y'all do that, dude?
Yeah. So I mean, like if you're a kid, you wouldn't really get it, but then like as an adult, you'll watch this movie and you're like, yeah, why did they do that?
No, that's real. That's real.
That's what that is.
Okay. So you said A?
You said A, sir.
Yeah, A tier.
Okay, all right. Ernell.
Yeah, I think I almost want to say S. But I also agree with DJ. I think that this movie mostly suffers from not aging well, and not in the animation or like how they do things, but the story itself does not age well. But the music is outstanding in The Little Mermaid.
I'm gonna see.
And the way that they handle like the characters is incredibly memorable. I think that's like one of the most memorable parts of it is, generally speaking, like our, this Disney princess and her like story unfolding the way that it does. And then also another classic villain with Ursula. So, it's teetering S, but I do agree with DJ. There's some stuff that, some people nowadays would have been like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be an A for me.
Okay. All right. Well, all that said, it will be eventually be an A, but I do want to say that I think for all the same reasons, it's kind of teetering to a B. For the very same reason that like some of the story beats, I'm just like, what?
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but the fact that it does give us another timeless classic villain, I do think that I can concede to an A. So yeah.
And see that's kind of
A
where I'm at.
tier.
Where I'm at too is like I would be happy with it being anywhere between S, A, and B because like the stuff that doesn't age well makes it a B, but then like the good villain makes it an A. But then the two
Good
like
music.
greatest hit songs on this fucking movie make it an S. You know what I mean? So like I feel like it fits anywhere on here. So A just feels right.
Okay.
Sweet.
So here,
Sweet,
moving
man.
on. So we have the Rescuers Down Under. This one also flew under the radar for me. DJ, have you seen this one?
Nah, I've not, man. This is
Okay,
something
Ernell, do you want to make a
nuts.
case for this one?
Yeah, sure, man. I'll make a case for this one. So unlike the Rescuers Down Under, I have seen a lot of times. And it is fine. It's fine. There's better mouse movies, if you will. I'm gonna give this a D. This is gonna be a D for me. It's cool. Like it's fun. Like I think it's got a fun story, but like it is. Yeah, like it's just a cool like adventure. Like the characters are very non-memorable for the Rescuers, generally speaking. So it's just cool because it was Australia.
Fair enough. All right, so that will put the Rescuers Down Under at a D.
Ooh, we're getting
along.
into good stuff now, dude. Here we go.
We are getting into the nitty gritty here. We are going into Walt Disney's Beauty and the Beast. DJ, have you seen it? If you have, what is your thoughts and ranking?
Beauty and the Beast, dude. I think this is another S tier, brother. Gotta admit, man, this is something timeless. I think genuinely this is like a generational film. You could say this is like generational. Like there's so many iconic characters, memorable character design. You know what I mean? And it's just fun, man. It's a cool, fun movie. People still think about it to this day, man. I swear I saw a TikTok about Beauty and the Beast the other day.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And also, this is a lot. This puts up a lot of points for hairy men. So this goes up there.
Yeah, dude. Agreed.
And a lot of points up for furries. So
yeah.
It's a parallel line
there you
going
go.
up.
There you go.
Absolutely, dude.
From this movie.
All
This
right.
movie alone. From this movie alone. A lot of points up on the board.
Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
Man.
Fair enough.
Hey.
Our very own Beast, Ernell. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. Well, okay. So to start out with, wholeheartedly agree. This is a generational film. Absolutely. Everything about this movie is just fucking dripping in sauce, dude. This movie has the sauce, brother. Like from like the story of the beast and like Belle going to his castle and like how everything unfolds there and they end up accidentally falling in love. And it's just like everything about it it just has so much sauce, dude. And then Gaston, the bad guy, just being this total douchebag. Yeah, dude, this movie has it. I personally don't really like the music from Beauty and the Beast all that much, but I think that the movie it's
The
like
guest.
yeah, like that's kind of the only one that I even like enjoy at all. And like I think
Yeah.
that this movie is so good it didn't even matter. On one other hand too, an extra added note, yeah, this might have done some for me as a kid. Might have arguably awoken something in me.
Young Ernell was sitting there watching Disney's Beauty and the Beast and was like, is this going to awaken something in me? It has.
It did. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, this is an S tier. S tier, bro.
Okay, for all the same reasons except for Ernell's one reason, I will give this an S tier as well. I do think it is very much like this is one of the few that its overall story, its story beats, the way just the pacing of it all and the memorable characters completely overshadows the fact that the music was not completely memorable. Like we said, there was the one there's a couple of like, okay, you can like vibe to it along the movie. You're just kind of vibing to it because it's a Disney movie, they're gonna have music anyway, so you're just like, okay, yeah, but it's nothing right home about. But the overall story, I do agree, very much deserving of an S tier. Moving right along, we have Disney's Aladdin. DJ, what are your thoughts and ranking?
Another S tier banger. Where
Yes,
we're
sir.
at
Yes,
right now
sir.
is like the golden age
Yeah,
of these
brother,
films.
I'm saying, dude.
Back to back to back to back. Genuinely, just really sick.
Okay. Ernell.
Fucking, I mean, read fucking goddamn tweet, dude. Aladdin is fucking gold. Like from everything from the music to the characters to Jafar to like everything in Aladdin is just fucking smoking hot, dude. I mean, we got one of the best Disney songs of all time from this movie with A Whole New World. You know what I'm saying? Like this movie is, I would argue, one of the most perfect Disney movies. To be real with you, dog. And yeah, I mean, like DJ is right. This is like a golden age. Like the next few that we have are going to be a little like up on the upper side of things, if you will. So Aladdin, definitely an S tier for me.
All right, and I don't need to beat a dead horse with the same points. S tier for me as well. Moving right along, we have The Lion King,
Brother,
aka the first film.
Can we just
The
put this in
first-
S? Can we just put this in S?
Yeah,
Like it's the
I was gonna say,
fucking
this is the
Lion
fir-
King,
this is
boys. Like
this is the first film that legitimately made me cry as a child.
bro, you don't like DJ. Do you agree? Is Lion King
I
like
agree, man.
whole-heartedly? Okay, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
Lion King
Yeah,
is
this
the
is a
goat. I
no-brainer.
moved that at the front of S.
Like
that-
if like is there an S plus, bro? Like can we like
We can add one.
like
We can
that's-
definitely add one.
yeah,
Let's see
because
here.
I think like if
Yeah.
if it allows us to, how do I do that? How do I do that?
Add a row above.
Add a row above. Where's
yeah.
that at? Where's that at? Add a row
So
above.
go to the gear icon on the side.
Here we go. Add a row above.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude. Okay, new. We'll just call that S plus. Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Yeah, let's like.
And I think this might actually be our first tier list where we've had to add a S plus.
It is because it's that good. It's that
It
good.
really
dude.
is. It really is. Every single song, every single story beat, everything about this film was just on fucking point.
To this day, one of the best movie soundtracks of all time, dude. Like I don't know what the fuck Elton
yes.
John was doing when they signed him up for this fucking soundtrack, but god fucking damn, did they do it?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Anyways.
Dude, so good. Moving right along, we have Pocahontas. You guys want to chime in on that one? Who wants to go on first? DJ, how you feeling about Pocahontas?
Man. I don't know, man. I like it, but at the same time, like the implications of that film are just like,
Yep.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to support that. So
Okay.
I think you should go down to D. You know,
Starting on D with that bad boy. Okay. Okay.
yeah, like well put together film, but I mean, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I
that's
get
just
you.
like that story, that whole story, man. I'm like, you missed it. You missed it.
Yeah.
You missed it.
Yeah. Ernell.
Dude, giving it. I'm trying to be a little forgiving because like some of the story is legit really cool, but I'm gonna be real with you, dog. There's not a lot that happens in this fucking movie. There's not a lot. I think most of the credit I want to give to Pocahontas is that the animation and character art are extravagant in this movie. Like the colors are beautiful, the way the characters look and move like feel so good in this movie, but just nothing fucking happens. It's just like a bunch of and then also on top of it, what DJ's saying, the implications of this movie. Like this movie is arguably racist as fuck, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I would say I'm gonna give it a C because I do think it's better than of a movie for like the merits of the movie alone. I think it's better than Snow White, Lady and the Tramp, and The Sword and the Stone, but I would be fucked if it was any higher on this list. So yeah, C feels right for me.
Okay. I definitely want to say C as well for that very same reason. This actually reminds me, there was a post that I had seen on Instagram recently that actually shed some light on Pocahontas. And there's just a lot of stuff. Like right here, there's I just pulled it up right here. What Disney got wrong. Her true name was Matoaka. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. She was a child, like 9 or 10 years old when she met John Smith, who was 27 at the time. They were never romantically involved. John Smith was feared for violence against native villages. Disney's version romanticizes colonization, hiding the true violence indigenous peoples faced. The true story, at 15 or 16, she was kidnapped by English colonists, forced to give up her first child, and her husband, Kokuum, was murdered. She was traded for a copper pot, renamed Rebecca, converted, and brought to England as a political trophy. There she was allegedly raped, gave birth to another child, and died under suspicious circumstances at just 20 years old. That being said, I agree with pretty much every single point that you guys said. As a film, separate from everything else, yes, it was very beautifully done. But I think if Disney had done a little bit more research on the subject, this film probably never should have happened.
It suffers from the time of its origin, right? I mean, like people. I mean, we even see like Peter Pan, for example. There's like the Native Americans in that movie, right? Like there's a time in which America was very gross towards Native Americans, and even though it still is, at least we have a better understanding of Indigenous American culture. So yeah, Pocahontas definitely does not go any higher than a C any day of the week.
Yeah. Moving right along, we have The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to go off first?
I'll do it. This is a D.
Yep.
This is a D.
D?
I think it's
Okay.
a D for me. I think that Hunchback of Notre Dame has a good premise and at its core on paper has a good message. But I don't think that very much happens in this movie that I think is all that compelling. Aside from like the love interest being hot. Cool.
Okay. DJ, no, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember this movie. Like
See what I mean? There's like nothing memorable in this fucking movie,
like,
dude.
the only thing is the Hunchback. Like you just
the dude,
I
right?
don't even know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck the story is.
The Hunchback, he has a bell. That's that's all anybody can fucking remember, dude.
I will concede to a D. I think the only reason I was going to make a pitch for C was because I had the hots for Esmeralda when I was a kid. And also I do remember the overall character design for the villain in this actually genuinely scared me.
He's pretty
as a kid.
scary. He's pretty scary.
He gave me the creeps.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. But I don't think that's enough to like move the needle, right?
Yeah,
like,
I can concede to a D.
Sweet brother. Okay.
Gentlemen, I want so much for this next one to be an S plus, but I want to hear from you guys. This is Disney's Hercules.
DJ
Who wants to go? Let's go with DJ first.
I've never seen this actually.
Ooh, okay. All right, we're gonna have to leave it to me and Xander.
Oh my goodness! I really hope that after we talk about this one, this is the one that you go home and like you watch this at some point within the next week, because this is such a.
I agree.
Ernell.
I agree. Actually, dude, Hercules absolutely is an S plus, dude.
Yes,
this.
sir.
Dude. I mean, like, aside from like the perfect artwork in this movie, the perfect animation in this movie, the perfect music in this movie just dishes all the goods that The Lion King did. It has the same level of just fanatic love. It has a compelling story. It has sick action set pieces. The characters all look original and fresh. And again, like I mentioned earlier, movies that just have the sauce, dude. And Lion King and Hercules are two, when you say Disney, are two that come to mind of movies that just have the sauce, dude. Hercules is perfect. It's perfect, just like The Lion King is. So, yes, S plus for me.
Yeah, I think for many of the same reasons, I think it actually took a lot of the things I loved about The Lion King and like expanded upon it and like built upon it. Like Lion King set the bar. Hercules took the bar and vaulted himself up. Like this was such an experience when I was a kid, and it's even more of an experience as an adult, because there are so many jokes that like flew by me as a youngin, and now when I watch it, I am like busting out laughing. Like this one, I think it was like Pain and Panic or whatever, when someone called this out, but like the kids are like trapped under the rocks and they're like, somebody call IXII. Like,
yeah, dude, like
numerals for 911, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude, they're like, everything about this movie is so memorable. In to sort of iterate like the opposite of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This movie, I remember so much of this movie, dude.
Oh yeah. And I think another thing that I think is deserving to bring attention to is, I think this is the first time they've brought in a female character who did not fit the typical like damsel in distress mold, which they actually point that out in the movie. But I like that they have a female character that is very much able to, stand her own ground at times and be mouthy and be, just like basically fuck you, dude. Like
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, she does end up becoming a damsel in distress at a certain point in the movie. She is very much a force to be reckoned with throughout the film, which I think was a breath of fresh air at the time. So I definitely am happy to see this at an S plus.
Great,
Moving
man.
right along.
So real quick, before we move along here,
Yep.
we have a pretty aggressive list here of movies that I know that all of us are going to have a lot of feelings on. I think
this might be worth it for a part 2.
well, the thing I don't know if I think we might we maybe want to consider a part 2 because because there's the conversations we just had for the movie so far, even without DJ as a sector of it, for like a small handful, we've already hit an hour. And I think that we're gonna have much more thorough conversation for this a majority of the second half of this, because we've all seen a majority of the second half of this, right? So what I think we should do, and this is a recommendation, Mr. Host Guy, you can agree with me or not agree with me. I think we should get through to Lilo and Stitch, and we'll be good to do a part 2 for the rest of it.
I think, yeah, because I think starting off that after Lilo and Stitch would be a great way to kick things off for the part 2. So yeah, no, I agree. Let's make it over to Lilo and Stitch, and then
cool.
We will
because we're likely gonna have Devin and Garrick for the second half of this, which like feels right. That feels right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Garrick was saying that he definitely wanted to be a part of this conversation as well. So
yeah.
Which hopefully I think our 2 S pluses will do him justice. I think he'll be okay with that. Moving right along, we do have Mulan.
S plus.
DJ.
S plus, bro. I swear to God, it's an S plus.
It's S plus, dude. I mean,
okay.
Iconic.
We're good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, like, come the fuck on, dude.
No-brainer.
It's fucking Mulan, bro. Like, this movie's so we're gonna have an episode where all 3 of us that are remaining of this episode are Southeast Asian, and we're not gonna fucking put Mulan on S plus. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I still to this day like sing "Make a Man Out of You" with my whole ass chest. Like, there's
I regularly quote Mushu on a daily basis.
Brother, I'm telling you, dude, that's an ass plus ass movie. Yeah.
Dishonor you, dishonor on your cow.
It's so good, dude. It's so fucking good, man.
It's such a good movie. Moving right along, we have Tarzan.
Tarzan.
DJ.
It's an A. It's not an S. It's an A.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if I like Tarzan as much as these other movies that we have in S and S plus, man.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair, man. I'm going to slightly disagree. Only because
You just hate me.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never hate you. You know what I mean? I'd hate these fucking shows on the video game podcast, but like, not you, DJ.
Oh yeah.
Not when we're talking movies. You know what I'm saying? I think the only reason, because I see DJ's vision, I see what he's getting at. You know what I mean? But the soundtrack for Tarzan, dude.
Right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Phil Collins?
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The soundtrack for Tarzan, bro, automatically gives it a little bit more leverage for me. Just a little bit for me to say I think it's an S. It's definitely not S plus. It's definitely not S plus because there's some problems in this movie. There's some like weird pacing issues. Like there's some things that are like not as interesting as it would be in Lion King or Mulan or Hercules, but like generally speaking, the movie's fine and the music is outstanding. So yeah, I'm gonna say an S.
Yep, and I would definitely agree with that. I think it is deserving of an S as well because you'll be in my heart.
So good.
Yes,
So good, dude.
Absolutely.
Phil fucking Collins.
S tier all the way. Not quite S plus, but definitely in S tier.
Yeah. Agreed.
We also have, dude, this next one, I remember they had like some like promotional tie-in with like McDonald's or something like that,
Yeah.
and you could get the faces with like the little hand puppet faces. But we have Disney's Dinosaur.
So if I could go first,
go for it.
This movie, I think, suffers from the complete opposite of some of the other movies we had, where like some of the prior ones we mentioned that like it went super under the radar because they didn't market it well. I think that this movie went super under the radar because they marketed it a lot and it was actually just not good. I think Dinosaur is going to be our first F tier movie on this list.
Ooh.
I think Dinosaur is fucking garbage, brother. Yeah. I think this movie is trash, dude. Really? it was their first venture really into like the 3D animation style. And it did not go well. Because they didn't commit to the dinosaurs just looking like dinosaurs. So they have this like weird like uncanny valley feeling to them where like the eyes are like human eyes, but they're like on like a brachiosaurus, dude. It's so fucking weird. This movie is garbo. It's garbo. I'm gonna say F to start out.
Ooh, okay. DJ, have you seen this? And what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, and I wish I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. We're fucking real, brother. I'm telling you.
I don't think we need to do that.
Damn.
We need it.
I think I personally thought that this was at least deserving of a C, because I genuinely enjoyed the characters.
Okay.
I can see what you mean by by their venture into 3D. Having watched it, not very recently, but within the last 5 years, there were definitely some jarring moments with the CGI that I was like, ooh, that did not age well.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the characters were still very well thought out and well acted. I thought overall the story was still kind of okay. It was at least as good as Dumbo, Sleeping Beauty, Ursa Cats, like the story with those ones.
Sure, that's fair.
In my opinion. But I definitely would like to push for a C. But if you guys, both say D or F, I would like to maybe.
It'll average out to a D, my good sir, with our rating. So
yes.
at least it won't be an F. I'll give you that.
Okay. Yeah. D for Dinosaur.
D for Dinosaur, brother. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay.
Up next we have The Emperor's New Groove, and if this is not an S plus, I will write off my fucking letter of resignation right now. But I want to hear what you guys think.
DJ, have you seen this one?
The
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you feeling, bro? What are you feeling, big dog?
This is S plus, buddy.
All right,
S plus.
my boy. Okay.
And you fucking know it. And you fucking know it. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah, no, man. This is an S plus. This is an S plus. I had to really think about it. I had to really think about it, but I was like, you know what though? Like, there's so much good in this movie that, like, I think this movie gets slept on fucking hard. Honestly, like the amount of love that some of these other movies get, I think should be allocated to The Emperor's New Groove, because this movie has such good humor. It has such good character art. There's like, I mean, the humor alone is enough really for me to put it at an S plus, to be honest with you. But
this
the story
was next level Disney humor.
The story also is just generally really fucking good. I think that it was a really creative story, like having the main character be a fucking llama because he got cursed because he's an asshole. You know what I mean? Like that's such a creative, like, compelling fucking story to have for kids to better understand. Hey, maybe don't be a fucking dick to everybody. You know what I mean? Like that's
maybe
it's a great
maybe
story.
just because you're born into wealth and privilege
mhm.
doesn't mean it gives you the right to be a total dick to everyone else around you, you know,
Yeah.
because everyone else has it a lot harder than you. And just because you're out here and you have the privilege to, you know, do whatever you want and say whatever you want doesn't mean you have the right to.
But also
Much
Kronk.
like
Also Kronk, because he is like
dude,
one of the best Disney characters ever be made.
Yeah.
Squeak, squeak, him, squeak,
squeaker squeaking.
squeak, squeak him.
Dude, the squirrel with the balloon,
Yeah, dude. The poison for Cusco.
No.
It's Cusco's poison.
Cusco's poison.
Poison specifically
Oh my
made for
God,
Cusco.
dude.
So good. So
Wrong
fucking
level.
good. All right, dude. Next one.
Emperor's New Groove, such a good one. Oh boy. Well, next up we have Atlantis. I'm gonna say my thoughts. DJ, have you seen Atlantis?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Up to you and me,
Ernell.
Xander, to finally
It's just
put
you,
Atlantis where it belongs. Atlantis is an S plus movie. It's an S plus movie, dude.
Sir.
It
fucking is.
Atlantis is one of a small handful of classic animated films that just did not get the love it fucking deserved, dude. And I know that like that's so crazy to say because there's like so many people that like now talk about Atlantis, but like everything about this movie is so good. And in so many different ways, like the animation in this movie is beyond their fucking time when this movie was made. Everything about this movie looks impeccable. This movie could translate into a live action perfectly, to be honest with you. And I like have never wanted to bang a Disney character more in my fucking life than Kita.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna agree with everything except for Kita. Sorry, she was a little too skinny for my taste. But
my bad.
No, like Atlantis was such a phenomenal movie. Like there's everything about it was just so mind-blowing to me. And the fact that it didn't seem to pop off as much as I thought it should have as a kid was kind of like jarring. Like I was like, why isn't anyone like as a kid? I was like, why aren't more people talking about this movie? Like this movie is so cool.
Dude, it's so good,
especially
man.
and it also comes out at a time where I was very much invested in mythologies and ancient lost cities and legends and stuff like that. So a movie surrounding Atlantis like this, I was like all about. I ate that shit up. And then just like the humor alone too it was a little bit more low key than like Emperor's New Groove or even Hercules. But like it was one of those things where I think it kind of established my love for like dry humor, like the little thing like between like Milo and Vinny. He's like, oh, what else you got there? Like, oh, gunpowder, nitroglycerin, notepads, fuses, wicks, glue, and paper clips, big ones.
Dude, it
just office supplies. Like that whole like
there was just
giggling like an idiot.
There was a small handful of movies we talked about this before, like animated films back the day that just like for whatever reason just didn't get put on the map. This is one of them. One of the ones we're going to be talking about on the next time that we come back to this. Treasure Planet is definitely another one. The Road to El Dorado. Iron Giant, like these are all movies that like at that time were like so far ahead of their time in terms of animation, in terms of like character storytelling. Atlantis is definitely S plus, dude. No fucking doubt. Like he deserves to be there.
Dude, it's such a good. I got some 4 basic food groups: bacon, beans, whiskey, and lard.
And then Xander, our last one.
Yes, we have our last one for tonight, wrapping up part 1 of our Disney tier list. We have the latest in Disney's live action adaptations, but the original Lilo and Stitch. DJ, what are your thoughts on
S plus.
God
man.
fucking damn, baby, is it? God damn, is this an S plus S movie? Why, DJ?
dude, this this has lasted. This is one of the longer lasting properties, like in perpetuity, man. We had another live action for this film as well, which it didn't do as well. And so that I think that gives it like this version its credence. Like this shit is fucking, this shit is a banger. This is legendary. Okay, when we leave, this mortal plane, and when these aliens find the remnants of our civilization, it needs to be Lilo and Stitch right there. So I think
agreed, man.
Deserves to be up there.
Agreed. They're gonna say, "Oh fuck, it's him," and they're gonna start shooting at the signs and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, this is S+, man. I mean, like being a little island kid and seeing Lilo and Stitch, like seeing a Hawaiian family, with a Hawaiian kid, and seeing Hawaiian culture, like up on the big screen, up in front of me, like out on the world, and everyone was knowing about it. From the second this movie starts with Hemele no Lilo as the core song in the opening, was life-changing for me. And then on top of that, the cultural representation, they did it with a good story. What the fuck? This story's so good, dude. Like, I think that, like, it's not to say that this movie slept on, but like this movie deserves way more credit than like I think people even like fully comprehend, dude. Like yeah, the music's good. Stitch is a fun character. Lilo's a fun character. Seeing her punch that girl in the face was really awesome. But like, but this story just flat, like, because this one ends the way that it does in such a like weird, abstract, backhanded way of like, yeah, like Nani doesn't get to just do whatever she wants because she's taking care of her sister, right? Like the entire concept of the movie is Ohana, and I feel that they imbued this movie with that being the message. Like, family is important, and I think that none of the other Disney movies really touch on it as well as Lilo and Stitch does. Yeah, and then on top of that, like DJ said, like Stitch is just a household name, dude. Everyone knows Stitch. Everyone knows Stitch. Everyone has a Stitch thing in their home to some capacity or another, right? Like, how do you not like fucking Stitch? He's great. He's amazing. Yeah, S+. Dude.
All good points, and I will have to agree with every single one of them. My daughter had a Stitch themed birthday. Even though, or actually, I'm sorry, she had a Minecraft themed birthday, but all her presents were Stitch, because everyone knows how much she loves Lilo and Stitch. Like, I mean, I have this right here.
Oh, dude,
literally sitting right here.
We have like 8 stuffed Stitch animals. From like a variety of different versions, and like we have like one that like my old boss from Journeys when I was assistant manager, he went to Disneyland, and the week that my daughter was born, he came back and had a like baby sized Stitch doll and gave it to her after she was born, and it brought tears to our eyes. It was so fucking sweet. But like it like, dude, fucking Stitch, brother, fucking Stitch, dude, a king, a true king.
Absolutely. So that puts Lilo and Stitch at the S+, which rounds out part 1 of our Disney animated movie tier list. And we will be picking back up on this, I would hope, next week.
Should we run down where we are right now, just for like the audio listeners to have a
go ahead, and I no longer have it up, but if you
that's
could,
fine. I got you.
So to give us the rundown what we have,
and I'll be screenshotting this just so that we have it for part 2, because I know that like the tier list thing doesn't save, so I'll screenshot it just to make sure that we have a reference for when we go back. But D tier is Snow White, Lady and the Tramp, The Sword and the Stone, The Rescuers Down Under, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Dinosaur, which should have been an F. But we for C, we have Dumbo, Sleeping Beauty, Aristocats, Robin Hood, The Fox and the Hound, and Pocahontas. B tier was Pinocchio, Bambi, and 101 Dalmatians. A tier was Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and The Little Mermaid. S tier being Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Tarzan. And then the kings of the kings, our S plus list: The Lion King, Hercules, Mulan, The Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Lilo and Stitch. And it's interesting because now that I'm thinking about it, I like looking at what we have remaining. I think we might have one or two more that will end up in S plus, but I think really that's most of the S pluses will end up doing. If you ask me, because I think that like there might be, I might be looking at one or two that I'm like, oh yeah, that's an S plus, but I think the the rest will be up for debate for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good conversation to be had with a lot of these other ones, I think, coming up. Especially since because it's a lot closer to kind of like our generation and like when we actually had a little bit more time to focus and pay attention and maybe more brain cells to focus and pay attention to these movies. But if you have any more brain cells left after listening to this, thank you so much for joining us, because this is the Shipwreck Show, where once a week, every week, various members of the GK crew gather together to discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas have thrown our way, like Disney animated films, and seeing where they stand up to our standards. If you liked what you heard, you can get even more over at patreon.com/goodkrakenpods or even goodkraken.com, where you can get exclusive content, discounts on merchandise, and have early access to all of our content before it goes live on podcast and video services exclusively to Patreon. Don't forget to join the GK community over on our Discord channel by clicking the link down in our description section below. And if you want more, follow and subscribe to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. And I cannot stress enough, please join our Discord, join the conversation. Let's get some talking going. Because if you disagree with any of our rankings that we've done so far tonight, you can tell us how stupid we are, and we will tell you that you're stupid for thinking that we're stupid. But we have to set sail, everyone. But until next time,
you'll be in my heart.